Welcome back and prepare to be bedazzled because today I'm going to be commencing my review of the Star Wars Vintage Collection, the Bad Batch Special Action Figure 4-Pack. Is this action figure 4-pack a paragon of resounding perfection, or should these action figures be relegated to the dumpster, or are they characterized by insipid, unalloyed mediocrity? In the form of a quantitative score, I have to rate this action figure 4-pack to be a 2 out of 10 at best. Why, you may ask? What detracts from their merits? Well, lamentably, much to my dismay, much to my consternation, much to my chagrin, much to my agony, much to my grief, and much to my distress, they come at a steep, staggering, hefty, lofty, exorbitant premium price point of around $65 plus sales tax, which is indeed a cost-prohibitive price point for the avowed, avid, devout, hardcore Star Wars fan I acquiesce to paying. Do these action figures tickle my fancy? Do they pique my interest? Do they appease me? Are they stupendous, extraordinary, stellar, meritorious, robust action figures, or are they characterized by insipid, unalloyed mediocrity? Well, they're scrawny, they're dainty. Are they meek? Are they timid? Are they fragile? Well, lamentably, they're not burly, they're not bulky, they're not hefty. So, it is a redeeming quality that they emulate their TV series counterparts. It is a redeeming quality that they come bundled with an armament. One of them actually comes bundled with, some of them come bundled with 2 armaments in lieu of a single armament. But even with the inclusion of armaments, even with the inclusion of helmets, it's not enough to entice me, it's not enough to incentivize me, it's not enough to compel me to procure these action figures for around $65 plus sales tax. So the price of this action figure 4-pack is so steep that it is around 812.5% the price of an $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figure. If you recollect, the $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures came bundled with a comic book in tandem with a Build-A-Figure piece for a behemoth of a meticulously detailed 14 to 16-inch Build-A-Figure. However, in this context, we did not receive any Build-A-Figure pieces, and these Clone Trooper action figures are a smaller scale. They stand around 3.75 inches tall. They're not 6 inches tall, they're not 7 inches tall, they're not 8 inches tall. So we do get 4 action figures which encompass Clone Captain Rex, as well as Clone Captain Gray, as well as an Elite Squad Trooper, and another Clone Captain. The other Clone Captain may be known by the moniker of Clone Captain Ballast. I'm not familiar with these characters. I am negligibly familiar with Rex, but no one has acclimatized me to these characters. I have yet to dabble into watching the Bad Batch TV series beyond the first episode. So it is nice that they have plastic packaging in conjunction with a cardboard back. They can bundle in a windowed box so you could meticulously examine them for scuffs, scratches, dings, dents, and see if they're marred. But for the same price point, you could have not only procured 8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures that were around 67 inches tall, but could have also procured an additional Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figure, which includes a Build-A-Figure that's around 14 to 16 inches tall. So, take your pick. For $65 plus sales tax, you can procure 4 scrawny, dainty Clone Trooper action figures that are around 4 inches tall, or slightly shorter than 4 inches tall, at around 3.75 inches tall. Or you could have procured 9 Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures, one of which is a colossal, behemoth, enormous 14 to 16 inch Build-A-Figure. And at that price point, you could have also received 8 comic books with your 9 Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures. And you still would have had money remaining, because to procure 9 Toy Biz Marvel Legends action figures, one of which is a Build-A-Figure, you would have had to pay $64 plus sales tax instead of $65 plus sales tax. So was that additional dollar, you could have earmarked it towards a future purchase. I'd rate them to be 2 of 10 at best, just because Clone Troopers are army builder figures, and these action figures have decent details, decent shadings, decent sculpts, decent textures, decent aesthetics, and their articulation is decent. Is a subpar, is a mediocre. Well, they have articulation in all the requisite areas. However, I just would have preferred if they were taller, and if we got more figures for the price point of $65 plus sales tax. The figures should stand 6 to 7 inches tall, and if they're going to stand around 4 inches tall, then we should at least be receiving a bare minimum of 15 figures. I'd prefer to not pay any more than $45 for a Clone Trooper action figure. They could have came bundled with more armaments. They could have came bundled with Blu-rays and DVDs of Star Wars movies, video games, a television series. There's so much more that could have been wedged into the packaging. But it is a redeeming quality that they do have windowed packaging, to say the least, and it is a redeeming quality that they emulate their TV series counterparts, and it is a redeeming quality that they come with some accessories, even if their accessories are scant. Clone Captain Ballast only has a single armament and a helmet. Clone Captain Grey also only has a single armament and a helmet. Clone Captain Rex has a single helmet and a couple armaments. And the Elite Squad Trooper has a couple armaments, as well as a helmet, which is presumably non-removable. So 2 of 10 is my final verdict. I'm done adjudicating over this matter. I hope that you are enthralled, regaled, bedazzled, and mesmerized. Have a blissful day. Goodbye.